Hi everyone, this is Himanshu, and we were doing the current affairs, and under that, the next one in the line is a Genome India project. So, Genome India project is project that to carry out the whole genome sequencing of Indian. So, this is for the genome sequencing of Indian. Now, we also sometimes call it as a bioscience mission for precision health and the optimal well-being. So you can also call it as the bioscience mission for precision health and optimal well-being. So it is actually aimed to studying the diversity of Indians and its impact on the lifestyle, environment and genes, so that is inherited. It will also help in the development of the personalized medicines, and it will involve the large number of Indians from the various geographies, castes, tribal and the linguistic groups to come and studying them better. So the genome sequencing will be combined initiative of the Ministry of the Health and Family Welfares plus Department of the Health Research or Department of Biotechnology. And you can also write here the Department of Health. So Department of Health Research. So these are three things: Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of Health and the Family Affairs, Department of Biotechnology and Department of Health Research. So this is a combined project of these three. So this is mainly about it. So, and important genome sequences and efforts till now is that in UK we call it as Genomic England. In Australia there are 1 lakh genome projects currently going on. Even in the South and the Southeast Asia, including 50,000 Indians, and the Genome Asia 110,000 have already been done. So this is mainly about that. The next thing that we're going to discuss is about the Indigen Initiative. So Indigen Initiative. Now it is a first of its kind, the whole genome sequencing only for India. So it is a whole genome sequencing of Indians. Yes, so under the initiative, the genome sequencing of 1,000 old representatives of all states and ethnicities will be included in that. So there will be all states and ethnicities will be included in this thing, and it was carried out by the CSIR to accelerate the study of the genomics in India. So this is basically CSIR is the main one, and Indigen is basically the precursor of the Genome India project that we have discussed above. So under the bioscience mission for the precision health and the optimal well-being of Department of Biotechnology. And it will go actually a long way in the development of the precision medicine also, so the personalized medicine for the various diseases and the increased awareness of genetic disorders in India. So that's why the Indigen initiatives come to the picture. The next one that we're going to talk about is the Human Microbiome project. Human Microbiome project. Now, this project actually mainly aims to characterize the human microbiome and to assess how this core microbiome changed during the disease. So I hope you get it that first of all we characterize the human microbiomes, that what are these basically, and on basis of these things we assess that how these microbiome changes during disease. So basically the project will include the collection of saliva, stool, skin, etc., 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 across the the 20,000 Indians across the various ethnic groups. And this project will actually help us to understand the impact of the human microbiome on the human health and diseases. So this is mainly related to that. So this is what the whole the human microbiome project means. So these all pretty much are connected. So if you just study one of them, you easily know that what other one is related to. The next is basically the human proteome project. So that is human proteome project. Now this basically is an international collaboration which is organized by the Human Proteome Organization. That is what we call as a HUPO. So it is basically the Human Proteome Organization. Basically it aims to map the entire human proteome. So proteome, actually what it actually means is that it is basically the map of the protein based molecular architecture of the human body. So it is a map of the protein based molecular architecture of the human body. This is what we call as a proteome. So it's an international collaboration by the HUPO, and it will actually study the proteome and enhance the understanding of the human biology at the cellular level, obviously. So we can say that it is a study at cellular level to understand better, so that we can develop the diagnostic and the prognostic, therapeutic and preventive medical applications. So this is where the human proteome project comes to the picture. The next one that we're going to discuss is the proteomics. Proteomics. So this is actually it is a study of the entire set of the proteins. So we can say that it is a study of entire set of proteins that is produced or modified by an organism or a system. So this is what you need to remember in this thing. So that's more than enough. And the application is that the identification of the potential new drugs, etc., etc., that we have already discussed. You can give more example than me itself. The next one that we're going to talk about is the Bionics. Now actually the Bionics are it refers to a design, actually a development of a technology which is inspired by the biological methods which can be used, like we have heard about the bionic ear, bionic nose, bionic eyes, retina, artificial heart, bionic hand. So these are all basically refer to those synthetic, they are biological methods which are made through them. So this is what the Bionics means. For example, like robotics, the bionic robotics are also there. The robots are often designed inspired from the biological processes. So this is what the bionic means. Similarly, another word which was there, like artificial blood was there, Now this artificial blood, actually it is a substitute of the RBC, and it is designed for the sole purpose of transporting the oxygen and carbon dioxide throughout the body, and produced through the synthetic production, chemical isolations, or different technologies itself. But however, there is a one limitation of this thing, is that it performs the functions of the RBC only, not of white blood cells or the platelets. So it is not for these plasma. So it performs the functions only for the RBCs, not for these one. And it is actually lab cultured, and this is mainly about the artificial blood. The next one that we're going to talk about is about the bioinformatics. So these are the few basic terms that you always see them when you're reading the newspapers or something like that. and we get confused at what it exactly means, and UPSC exactly asks these things, are very basic things. So the bioinformatics is basically the use of the data processing for the better understanding of the biological data. The use of data processing for better understanding of biological data. And for this, the applications can be, the DNA sequencing is one of them. Image and signal processing is there. These are the few of the applications. So this is mainly about these things, and the rest we will discuss in the next chapter. Thank you guys.